Welcome to the Learning Curve of Life podcast. I'm Dana Stovern, author and your host, and I'll be sharing candid insights about conscious living that I've gleaned from over 20 years of my spiritual path and work as a body-based intuitive life coach and money coach. This podcast is the platform to share my offerings of my written word in voice form to inspire and awaken you, entertain and encourage you, provide hope, and a deeper view into more meaningful living. Thanks for being here and enjoy the words. Under construction, literally. Written March 18th, 2022 in Selah, Washington. When you make a commitment to launch into the journey of dramatically changing your life, you're saying to the universe, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm willing to live through it to the best of my ability, whatever curveballs get thrown at me. This has definitely been the case since my dramatic life changes that began in September 2022, and the universe definitely has a sense of humor about it, even if I can't quite see the funny ha-ha moments about it when it's happening. Here's the piece written in that real-time moment in March. Even though I'm living in a bit of insanity, or the hell of my mess, or the miracle of my life changes, depending on what kind of morning I wake up to, the irony of my surrounding environment is not lost on me. Halfway through this week, as I tried to focus in my office on rebuilding and relaunching my business, I was abruptly interrupted by loud metal earth scrapings, clunk, ka-kunk, 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 and diesel engines throttling at the back of my townhome unit. When I went to my bedroom window on the second floor and pulled back the blind to see what was going on, I was directly met with the large metal bucket at eye level from the backhoe that was now there. It was paired with a dump truck, and 4 construction workers were talking in animated styles about the project they were working on, which was all about building the retaining wall at the back of this property. I knew this was coming because only 10 days ago the surveyors had come through with their tripods and calm air, putting their stakes into the raw earth with precise notations on the concrete and the wooden poles. They left the scene with a few telltale neon strip tapes flying from those stakes like flags blowing in the breeze, saying, "We'll be back, but the next time with heavy equipment." And here it was in real life. I experienced the loud sounds and the full view, only yards from my window, of the excavations, the heavy machinery, the levelings, animated arguing, and larger-than-life retaining wall cement blocks. If you were standing next to me, all you'd hear would be my air-sucking oxygen and a resounding Jesus as I dropped the window blind. My 2 dogs looked up at me worried, like, "Mama, are they going to come through the wall?" I certainly hoped not, because the cement retaining wall blocks they were building with certainly could easily double as a wrecking ball hanging from the back-end loader with those heavy-duty chains keeping them suspended midair. I see that it was such a powerful metaphor for what it feels like when you're in the creation zone. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between what is being created or destroyed and the tools that can be used either for creation or destruction. I returned to my office, praying that my protective light bubble and my spirit team in and around my unit would keep me in safety, but realized probably not a whole lot of peace. This absolutely amplified the sense of my life coming undone, the loneliness, the fact that movers still have not showed up with my stuff, and my empty unit. And I knew this lack of peace would last for days, as the new retaining wall, built to a similar scale as the other retaining wall on the property, was not small. My spirit team wasn't joking when they said, "This is the place we need you to be. The first several months will be hard and things won't go well, and then it'll turn and your trajectory will improve and it'll go really well." Evidently, this is the hard part, and not to mince any words, I let a few cuss words fly. As I sat back down at my computer and reopened my screen, I found myself looking at one of the websites I'm currently rebuilding, and one of the posts I had just put up under dismantling a bunch of old articles read loudly in bold letters, "This site is under reconstruction, stay tuned." I read it, I reread it, truly seeing it, paused, and then split a gut laughing. Oh my God, that's when it hit me that the outer environment of my life was directly reflecting my inner journey. I truly am in the throes of a deep deconstruction, moving into a deep reconstruction to rebuild with new foundations my life and my business. And with a construction crew personally building the foundations of a retaining wall in the back of my unit, a foundational backbone, this could not be a more accurate reflection of what is happening in my life right now. So fellas, with that perspective, make sure you get the ground settled just right. Make sure you level the hell out of those cement blocks. Make sure you get the rock drainage system in for proper water flow. Make sure you get the curves and angles of the wall in solid, because this baby's got to go the distance for me in a really, really big way. I have one really good shot to make this work, so make all the noise you want. You've just listened to an Along the Learning Curve of Life piece with Dana Stovern. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast and also sign up for my newest written releases at www.danastovern.com, or stay abreast of the current work on my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter channels. And remember, stay curious, stay aware, and let the universe be your tour guide.